Good morning, friends. Welcome back, YouTube, to another update. Hope you're all doing great. I mentioned I was going to have a update for you when NASDAQ decided to hit my targets. So those have been hit. It was $25,812 to be specific. I'm just going to put the line there and say target acquired. And you're going to be wondering, how did you do this, master friend? How did you be able to know exactly where price was going? Wow. Let's call it a lucky guess. I do have 10 spots open in my mentorship for the year of 2026 as of right now. So if you are interested, you may find me on Twitter and either comment on my pinned tweet or get a hold of me. Give me a wave and we'll go from there. So what are we going to do moving forward? Wow. It's really tough when you're in price discovery. You're going to think, oh, it's too expensive. It's got to come down. It does not. It doesn't have to do anything. But we could get a good solid move on this sucker. As long as we hold the 50% retracement, we could do another ride up. Somebody was mentioning on the micro chart that there's no tail on this daily candle, so we'll just let it be there. If anybody seen that video that I just deleted and you want to send me a present, go ahead. That was funny. So yeah, we've got a nice range to key off of. Do I think it's going to come down to the gap? That's what everybody's wondering. No, it doesn't have to at all. And this could be the next bear market low, which means we go a lot higher. This will be the part of the cycle where people are going to be in anger and disbelief, and they're going to be grieving that they were short, which you have experienced in a live setting with me, how we railroad the crowd and how we devour them with a high degree of consistency. So when we go through these phases, those pumps are pretty dynamic and very violent and one-sided, which is just what we're looking for. And then once everybody then decides to flip long, like you're witnessing with gold now, how everybody was lined up down the block to get a piece, it topped out. So that's the kind of glory and euphoria that we're waiting for in our altcoin season. And in my opinion, it's still on. There's no change. It's just been delayed a year, in my opinion. Take it for what it is. But other than the timing, I've been spot on with the analysis. If you want to go and check out the Ethereum alt season updates, it's in my playlist. It's in my playlist for you on YouTube, free for everybody to watch. And it's just, I've got another playlist, the Essentials. So if you watch those short clips from the Essentials and then go into the start of the Ethereum playlist, you can follow along with how I was able to call out market direction in real time with just those short clips. Not a lot of maintenance, no indicators required, just premium and discount. And counter trading retail and the crowd. So best case scenario is we just come and touch the 20 or 30% retracement and then just start ripping up. That's best case scenario. Best worst case scenario, we come all the way down here, and this is where I'll be really interested. I'm not going to put the new week opening gap on the chart just because I don't think we're going to come down there. If we start losing the midway point of this candle, then yeah, I'm going to assume that we're going to want to rebalance this, and then we'll decide from there. Back into the weekly chart. just taking a look at what's going on here. So we were able to grab 25,812. I think it was from this. Just going to get rid of some of the clutter here. Sec. Yeah, so it was 25,812. So that was a deviation of the weekly order block. And I was noticing today, if I was cherry picking the entire thing, it hit that perfectly. Bang! Man, that's precision in its finest. So, not too bad. Really, really great. And I really like aiming for $26,218. So that'll be the next spot. With something to pay attention to is that it is the last week of the month. And we have PCE, FOMC this week, not in that order. And PCE is my favorite. So I didn't trade today. I just kind of did nothing. Did something else, barely even looked at the chart. I was kind of maybe considering entertaining something, but it didn't drop. I'll go into it in a minute. So this is our monthly chart, okay? And if we keep going up and we hit that 26,200 level-ish, that's where I'd want to start seeing a pullback, because I want to see us make a wick, okay? Every single month has a wick. Sometimes it can come down for the last week of the month and then come back up and close near the high. So just every bullish candle has a wick, every bearish candle has a tail, and that closes the month. So what I'm looking at for like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is a violent move up, and then either Thursday or Friday looking for that short, and I'm looking for a nasty, quick, to the point, market maker sell model short position, and hopefully it's timed in a favorable time for me. Alrighty, so let's take a look at the 15-minute chart, and I know it's been a little while, but just not a lot of update when things just go up only. I saved a lot of the stuff for my private students, because a lot of it's like real-time analysis, and it takes a little bit. These midweek reversals, not exactly my favorite. So we had the bullish order block reprice too. That was perfect. It was the upper quadrant. We were looking for a bottom. We found that finally on Wednesday. This was hell. This was also hell. If you don't have your self-control dialed in, then yeah, this was also hell here. So my trades this week were Monday was really good. I can't remember if I did anything Tuesday. I think I round tripped here. I round tripped all day here. And then Thursday was just a nice, fluid, beautiful. I think I took 2 little scalps here. It was great. And then Friday. So Friday, this talk about a twist of the knife, okay? I was long on Friday from here, and I got round tripped. and then for lunchtime, I was long off this dip, and I sat in this trade for 3 hours waiting for my target. And then it closes for the end of the week over the weekend, and then it gaps up almost right to my targets given at the beginning of the week. Oh man, I tell you, when this happened, I was so mad. I had to leave my house, and then after this trade here, I literally had to go, or I went into the garage here, into my gym, and then when this wouldn't do anything by, like, it was the last macro, I just said forget it. 3 o'clock is when I'm typically running a time stop if my targets aren't hit, but this annoyed me so much. You see, look at it. All freaking, we did this for the moved, the date for this CPI folder was moved to this Friday from the week prior, and that high was basically all it had to offer all day. And I was waiting for that. I was like, why aren't you moving? Wow. So anyway, that was something frustrating to share with you. I wish it could be all fun and games all the time, right? So anyway, again, we don't have to come back down here, but we could. Um, so I'm going to take this previous day range here, and now that it's midnight and we're dropping, I couldn't like this anymore. This could not be setting up any more perfect, because everybody's going to be going, oh, it pumped up, it's got a short now. Yeesh. Yeesh. Anyway, again, if we lose the midway point, I will obviously assume that it's going to want to reprice into here. But if we start making my models and order flow starts engaging from 20 to 30, could be 50%. Okay, it could be. But that's where I'd want to see things start kicking in reverse here. If we reprice here or here at, 8:30 a.m., 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we just kind of trickle down and flatline here till then I am going to be super excited for a trade. Super excited. So one more high and maybe two more highs just for daily candles here. And then a very nice pullback for the monthly range. So I'm just eyeballing. It's like devil's advocate stuff, okay? I'm not saying this is all for certain. It's if price action is in agreement with what I want to see, then all is well. So is it 26,000? We'll go 242. So 25. Well, we'll go into a daily chart with these levels. And if it was to make it up here, I mean, it could go further too. It could do another one of those deviations from the week. But that's what I'm doing. Okay, so Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, I'm pulling from whatever high it's made, and then I'm going to be aiming for the 20 and 30% retracement for the month. Not just the week, the entire month. And they're likely pretty fun. If we make it Thursday, just be prepared. We can make another high Friday, but it's only Tuesdays, so let's see what happens. It looks like we're getting a delayed protraction profile, or what we call a type 2. And yeah, just go through the chat, see how you guys are doing. It's been a minute. Press 1 in the chat if you seen my address last video. I deleted it so you can't go find it. No dip in the gap. ICT's got a rule if it's over 300 or 400 points. I can't remember specifically. And just remember that if it's over 300 points or so, don't expect it to come back. There's something much more bullock. Do Jupe? No. Do ETH? No. No, you're going to have to send in a super chat to the Crypto Lifer. Do you think ETH is a good spot buy now? I think that altcoins are leverage on ETH. So when ETH actually starts getting back to its fair value, it's still in a discount in my opinion. When it starts to reach its fair value, this is where you're going to see what Sami calls the point of inflection for the altcoins to start picking up their, because you'll notice, like, if you're in my Good Morning Friends coin, you're going to notice that there's going to be no buy or sells on the transactions. But then when ETH makes a big phenomenal pump and someone puts in $2, all of a sudden my coin shoots to the moon. That's because altcoins are tied to Ethereum. Contrary to popular belief, that's how it works. Trust me, bro. Okay? So when if ETH dumps and someone puts a $2 buy in on Good Morning Friends, well, the Good Morning Friends chart goes down because there's a liquidity, ratio that goes on there. So like if the chart pumps, if Ethereum pumps and someone sells $300 of GMF or 200 or whatever, GMF will pump on that sell because it's got to pair that price. So that's why you want to find low cap gems. Yes. I can show you how it moves without ETH. Yeah, no, they can definitely move without Ethereum moving, but it still only does so much. we need Ethereum to get its arse going, like really going, like $12,000 going, and then we'll reevaluate. You know, I got targets from the ETH update. Once we start actually reaching you guys, I'll provide more updates. But I'm not. It's boring. So there's nothing really to update. There's a swing low in what could be a discount, and it's up only now. That's kind of what I think. So yes, you guys have what I'm looking at. Not very much, just a little scalp, 30% maybe up to 26,200. If I can get in sync with order flow or find something, I will definitely be making a video for you guys. God bless you all. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you likely tomorrow. Peace.